All right, we're just gonna get set up here. See the sun coming out. That's a good sign. It's been absolutely trash outside. Get a little systems check. Get some quality in this live. Make sure you guys can hear me. We'll see how it goes. Here we go. Turn the mute off. Testing, testing. Yeah, I think you guys can hear me. What's up, Void? Exactly what workout we're doing. All right, my mic was underwater and it works. So we're good. We are good. Yeah, I think that's just the nature. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe down here on the chest will work a little better. That might be an answer. Now I got to find my pre-workout and get out of here. My house is a mess, man. These kids just keep playing toy after toy. But hey, that's what they do, right? I got this new bird feeder. It glues your window. And they just, yeah, we get squirrels in there. It's freaking nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Void, I sent a bunch of raw cards out to this guy, and he found out that, like, you know, market, it's about $4,200. Might be able to squeeze $3K cash out of it, which I'm not doing anything responsible with that money. I'm definitely just going to get that black label Zorro that I've been looking for. So nothing, nothing responsible going on. Oh, it's better now. Nice. Trying to figure out what I got a sound system that we can jam to. Kind of gave up on caring about copyright. I have not got a strike for any music that I've played in that playlist. It just doesn't let the ad revenue come in, but ad revenue is so, I mean, it's just so bad. I mean, it's actually cheaper to just take the hit than it is to just pay for a music service that claims it's completely copyright free. And everything that I've read on these, dude, it's shared revenue anyway. So you're still not getting all the revenue that you want. Oh, really? It still flags it, dude? That's kind of wild, right? It's kind of odd. All right, so first things first, if you guys are going to get real about deadlifting, these are really old, so don't mind the dust. This actually has a high-grade plastic heel. And then inside the heel, or underneath your heel, there's a piece of wood. And they sound real funny when you walk around, but they keep your heels elevated. You can push from the heel easier. You're not going to deal with any foot rocking or improper toe lifting because your heel's elevated. You don't want to buy those. You could put little 2.5 plates under your heels, but it's really just if you have a problem. Well, it's for two things. It's if you have a problem with staying on your heels while doing compound leg movements, sure, you can get the shoe. But also what people don't realize is that when you stay on your heels, and even if you're up on your heels, you're going to target your hamstring and glutes more. So twofold, do what you wish with it, but not required. I mean, I know guys that deadlift a lot of weight barefoot. So excuse me while I'm in my dungeon. I got to check my work phone because my boss just texted me on this phone. That usually means something's going on. Okay, it was just a random gambling text. Do you let it crust? If it deserves a crusting, it will be let to be crust. Sahid, good to see you, man. Allah Akbar. We're going to need a translator, Void. What's up, Ivy? We're about to deadlift. I hope you're ready. Let me get this set up. I gotta tie my shoes. The old tripod. 54 pounds. What, the tripod? This is my back room that we're gonna get this all fixed up this spring. I'm very excited about it. It's what we call in Ohio a 3 seasons room. And it's basically the dog's house at this point. Other than a sweeping, we don't really take care of it, to be honest, but I want to make it useful. I want to get it remodeled. I'm gonna do the floors. I'm gonna do the ceilings, real cool. And we got an AC unit in here that I'm gonna remove. And the shared wall between the house and this room, I'm gonna run a duct and get the AC and the heat connected in here, so we can remove the wall unit and patch that hole up and seal everything. And then I'm gonna get rid of one of the windows, change that window, and get rid of that window because the cold air is just nuts. I'll thank you. I think that's a thing. I appreciate it. All right, let's get into the garage. Haven't said garage in so long. Toyotas are still here, doing fine. Doing fine. Good to see you. Good to see you. Wow, haven't worked out here in a long time. Come on. Come on, Sally. All right, we're going to have to change that angle and get the perspective going here. That it's going to have to do for now. All right. I think the lighting's pretty good. I don't even think I need to turn these lights on. All right, this is a giant bounce house. This needs to move. That was easy. Splash pad. Goodbye. Oh, 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 oh. Nice. I thought that was going to be a lot heavier than it was. Let's situate you guys. Johnny Knight. All right, here we go. What's up, Johnny Knight? Yeah, man, she bought it. Had to correct Google Translate. Did he really say that? Because I totally guessed. Perfect. We have 135 on the bar. That's 45 on each side. Great weight to start with. Most adults can move this weight. Now, even if you can only move it once, I start people on this weight because under 135, I tend to find that people get wobbly because of the lack of weight. They don't trust where to pull from. They don't understand their own strength. I would argue if you have 0 issues, 0 injuries, and you're 100% healthy to do this in the first place, you can move this at least once. Now, while we're waiting, I'm going to do I do one warm up for deadlifts. It's very simple. I just got to organize this real quick. I want to open up the hips on like a speed level, but I want to stretch hamstrings and glutes at the same time. So all I do is I pigeon toe my feet, or put your feet together real quick, grab on something that you can stay elevated with and lean backwards if you can. And then you're just going to open your knees one at a time. I got a bar in my way, but what this does, it allows your hips to move in a contracted position. They open left to right, and it's stretching my hamstrings and glutes at the same time. And then you can pop it both open. Drop it down, let that eagle thing flow or something like that. I forgot the rap song, but and then you can go like mid-level, kind of sit in a squat here and just let it open. And then you're good to go. I'm ready. My hips have been activated, glutes and hamstrings tight. I'm sure Void had a lot to say about that. How should you start lifting? Are you active at all? Yeah, exactly, like a disc issue, spine issues? I saw this guy the other day, Void. He's stuck in a wheelchair his whole life, jacked out of his mind, probably taking something, but he would just push really hard on stuff. Not active at all. I think that's the beginning. I'm talking simple stuff, walks and diet. I would attack that first at that age, walk and diet. Do you smoke? Do you drink? I would attack those things first. I would not jump straight into lifting. I'm gonna get you guys at a better angle, much better angle here. Yeah, then I would go with isolated movements first. So find something for the quad and the hamstring, extensions, curls, just to get the body engaging with weight before you do any compound movements. Compound movements are just multiple things bending at once. So here, hips and knees are bending compound movement. That's a lot. And then on your nervous system as well. And as you age, that stuff kind of, trails off. But all right, so foot placement, that's my shoulder width. A lot of people take shoulder width as the outside of your lat. I'm sorry, outside of your shoulder. So I'd be here. I don't think this puts me at a very advantageous position torque wise, right? I got a lot more movement laterally. If I'm here, I can pin my feet in. So you want to go from like, ball of the shoulder, not the outside of the shoulder muscle, ball of the shoulder where the arm connects to the clavicle and keep everything straight in line. And I tell people you got to keep you want to point your toes out a little bit, and that'll naturally drive your heels down while unscrewing your knees. So your right knee to the right, your left knee to the left, and unscrew them, because then you don't want to start going like this. You want to already start thinking like, what is the path of my knees? They're going to follow my toes. So I'm going to engage my legs so they're unscrewed, right to the right, left to the left. Before I even grab the bar, I'm going through this kind of stuff. And then if you just poke your butt out, I know that sounds funny. I got my feet placement set up, boom. I'm just going to poke my butt out. That's all I'm doing. Feet placement, knees splayed, right to the right, left to the left, poke your butt out. That's my setup every time I come to the bar. Now, you want the tongue of your shoe, or where your ankle starts to round to your foot, under the bar. And it's going to stay right there. You're not coming this way. You're not coming this way. It's going to stay right there. You want that bar to be perfectly in the same plane as you lift. And when you're down here, I like to tuck my thumbs right on the outside of my legs, and it lets my knee sit right in my second level armpit. Believe it or not, you have two armpits. Here's armpit one, here's armpit two. And now I'm in my pocket. Now, naturally, when you got here and you kicked your butt out, to come down and grab the bar, it's really hard to round your back. That's why I kick my butt out first. I see a lot of guys come in here and they're grabbing the bar down here like this, and then they kick their butt out and then their back follows. But I've also seen guys who just kick butt out and now I'm not straight up with my chest out. So I like to just do things early. Get your feet right, tongue under the bar, knees coming out, heels in. And then what did I miss? Butt out, right? So butt out. Now I'm coming down, grabbing that bar. I'm driving my heels into the ground, and I'm going to get my hips out in front of me. I'm not going straight up. I will, because my hips are opening. I want my hips to drive this while keeping my back as tight and strong and straight as possible, and flexing everything. There's a full body workout. You do not have to go heavy to make this, suck. See my hands? Knuckles down. If you grab the bar like this, when you pull up, it's going to take distance away to get your knuckles down. Start knuckles down. Overgrip the bar. Boom. Follow that same path down. With that form, you'll clear your knees. You'll clear your knees every time. I know dudes my age who won't do this because it hits their knees. I'm gonna bring you guys back up and show you a side profile. What am I seeing in chat here? Two arm creases. Cross-handed. I'm gonna try it just to say I've experienced that. So you want me to have my arms crisscrossed? I'm hoping you guys get a good angle here. Because I wanna see it myself, which is nice for filming. If you guys see my videos, I like to film deadlift from the side because I want my bar path to be straight up and down, because you want to go the least path of resistance, right? But also, if your bar is going like this, you're holding weight out on your back. If you keep it right here, all that weight's on your glutes because this is tight. This is braced. If that's not braced, then you're on your back like this. But if that's braced and tight, you should feel that weight just like you feel a squat. Believe it or not, I stopped using a belt on my compound movements unless I'm going for a PR, 1 rep very heavy, about 10 years ago. And I mean, I don't think I have a core issue. I think it actually got stronger because I managed the weight. I don't go crazy. I don't go like, I'm not going like 400 or 500 pounds for 5x5 because I'm still working towards that beltless. But I took time, I went back down in weight, got my form right. And every 2 years, I have an alarm actually in my phone to adjust weight and technique, make sure I'm doing it right, or you're going to get hurt. All right, let's try the cross arm real quick. One hand knuckles down. So you want me to go like this? This is like an old circus lift. Oh my God. So it definitely brings you lower to the bar. So whichever hand's over top, the weight's sliding up. That's crazy. The one arm we can do. I mean, that's a workout, right? I mean, that's we've seen this from back in the day. It's a thing. We're gonna do one more set at that weight. He said no. I did it anyway. I want you to see the correct bar path. Well, come up. I'm on a decline. This platform's not perfect, so the bar's all wonky. I'm just gonna put my feet where I want it and bring the bar to me. All right, heels out, legs unscrewed. That means left leg, knee out, right leg, knee out. Right, left, unscrewed. Okay. All right, back straight. Yep. I think I'll have to back up for you to see it, but that bar looks straight up and down, right? All hip hinge. That's good enough for now. Not too bad. Which one was the bad form? The one-armed or the cross-hand? The cross-hand was crazy. Great idea, though. Great idea. Might have to go in the gym with the camera. I'm act serious. I can tell something was wrong. The bar was slipping. I have a carbon fiber spun ring. So if you look closely, it's carbon fiber that was heated and then stretched and strung out around this rose gold band. But see, this happens to it when I lift with it. You got to buff it out. I need to not do that. I'll be right back. Back. The birthday party going on around the corner. Wife wants to know if I'm coming. A little busy. All right. Let's add another plate. Let's see what the highest 5x5 we can do. Or five reps without straps or a belt. And that'll be the workout. That's really it today. Wanted to have a bit of a tutorial. I got 2 people signed up for the Hammerhead membership level, and I want to make sure there's some tutorials for them to reference. I don't want them to just attempt something that's on a workout plan and not really know how to do it, even though there's plenty of tutorials across YouTube that are much better than mine, but they can watch it if they want. Now we're just looking to get a sweat in. I'm hoping there's some moments of bad form as the weight goes up that we can talk to. Hey, Void, you still there? Yeah. Yeah, that cross arm was crazy. Dude, look what Juniper gave me. Pretty sick. Nice little gift. It's faded to all heck, but not a bad little gifto. All right, let's see what we can get here. Now, when the grip gets crazy, and if you don't have wraps, you don't have to buy wraps. Normally you're gripping like this, right? Just flip a hand. And if you're being responsible with your weight, you shouldn't be worried about your bicep tendon. Now, where it really gets rough, if you have to flip and you get into it, you've been doing this for a couple weeks and you feel experienced enough, your technique's good. What people tend to do when they flip grip, so they're underneath the bar and over top the bar so the bar doesn't roll out of their hands. You know, you can't roll both ways. So your arm needs to be straight. And you're going to want to keep doing this because you're tight and you're trying to lift the weight, right? If your arm is straight, you'll never put weight on this bicep tendon. You can't put 225 pounds on your bicep. Well, not us, but you know that injury, that automatic guarantee injury with the flip grip. It's only true if you do it wrong. Nice, right in the hamstrings, right where we want it. Yeah, so I got this weight set. Yeah, I got it all during COVID, actually. This was a COVID emergency gym purchase. And I got it all before prices went crazy. $275 now. I ended up actually buying 2 45-pound plates, believe it or not, for $45. that was a huge pickup because that's 50 cents a weight or a pound, 50 cents a pound. And then, I mean, I'm talking March 2020 was basically big time COVID. But like by June 2020, weights went to $1 a pound. Then by July, they were $2 a pound. And I think they stayed there. I don't know if anybody remembers COVID and specifically trying to buy weights, but it went, I mean, everything went up, but I mean, raw weights got crazy. All right, knockout 5. So let's go through the motions here. Gonna get my feet about shoulder width apart. Gonna kick the heels in about a 1/2 inch each and kick the toes out about a 1/4 inch. Good solid base. Little bend in the knee, unscrew them. Left knee to the left, right knee to the right. Gonna kick the butt back right there. We'll cross this, or we'll not cross, but we'll open this arm under, this arm on top. Make sure that open arm is straight so don't put weight on the bicep. I'm gonna go straight down with the bar over the tongue of my shoe. Grab this bar, make sure knuckles are down, get the back tight, straight, chest up, chest out, neck in a neutral position, head in a neutral position, and lift. That's it. That's all we got to do. Let's go up to 315. Let's get another plate on there. I think my favorite part about these weights is that the first one's a bumper plate. The rest are raw steel. When you put the bumper plate on, it's taller. It allows you to slide everything on real nice. Take a good minute. If you guys want any other compound movement tutorials, go ahead and let me know. I think after this post, I'll reference who taught me, how I learned these. Mostly YouTube videos, to be honest, but there's some older references from books before I was watching YouTube. I only really started looking at YouTube for guidance about 10 years ago. I was kind of late to the game, but a lot of knowledge in it. You can get like 8 YouTube degrees in the course of a lifetime. All right. So what I like to do to not unbalance how you use your body, if you have technique that changes, why not just flip flop? So I'm not used to just flip gripping one hand. So we're going to go back and forth. We had left hand open on that last one. We're going to open our right hand this time and overhand the left. I think my favorite part about these shoes is they have a little Velcro thing across the whole thing. So you can get that super tight feel. It's just a feel thing. The shoe's on, but I like my workout shoes to be tight. I don't want any foot movement, nothing to distract me while I'm lifting. All right, so let's run this again. Approach the bar. Now I missed one key concept. This is very important. Your breath. When you're bearing weight, no matter what it is, you want a belly full of air. You want to tighten that belly and you want to push out. And that'll prepare you in case you wear a belt. So what a belt does, if you have that belt on the front of your body, pretend my arms are the belt, right? Tighten it up. You're going to cinch it down. You're going to do all this crazy shit to get it out. Have somebody else grab you. It's tight as it can be. You're going to inhale. Keep that air, and you're going to push out with your belly. And what that does, if this belt's going this way, well, belts are round, right? So if that belt's moving out, it's going to tighten against your back. And now you have a artificially tightened core. And that's what a belt does. It artificially braces your core. I would even argue if you're doing that without a belt, you're okay. But if there's too much weight and you risk breaking your breath or breaking the tightened core, that's where injury comes from. So if you have a belt, that saves you from completely breaking it. And that's, in my opinion, all that it does. That's why you need to wear it if you're either inexperienced, not prepared, or going heavy for whatever set, whatever rep. But when I'm training with weight that I know I can do, I like to practice without a belt because I'm not relying on anything. All right. Feet underneath the bar, matching the tongue. Got my feet about shoulder width apart. I'm going to kick my heels in a touch, toes out a touch. Good base. Feels right. I'm going to bend the knees a little bit. Left leg unscrewed to the left, right leg unscrewed to the right. All right, there we go. I'm going to kick the butt out. Get ready to grab this bar. We're going to go right hand open. Tighten back. Back's flat. Breath. Tight. Easy peasy. Feeling pretty good today. Let's get crazy. Let's put another 50 pounds on there. So that's 365 now. Well, knowing that I've never completed a 5x5 at 365, this is probably where we'll stop. But I like to go back down when I get to a low rep set goal. Go back down, get more reps, get more volume. The sun's finally coming out. Beautiful. I'm doing this for a half hour. I think I'd like to attack bench press next, but I got to get back. I got to read up because I actually don't bench anymore with the purpose of getting stronger and moving weight. So I just got rid of flat bench press. I'll use a barbell occasionally for incline, but I found I like the tandem Smith machine and dumbbell every other week. I don't feel the need to put my shoulder at risk, but for the sake of doing these videos, I guess we could throw one in there. I love working out in the cold, but it's really hard to break a sweat. Really tough. Somebody just texted me and said I led him to him buying a Greninja and a 9. All right, 365. Make sure the back's tight for this one. All right. Man, no music, just doing this. This is kind of wild for me. All right, so my feet are shoulder width apart. My heels are going to come in a touch. My toes are going to come out a touch. Just a touch. Just something to splay your base out. Okay, going to unscrew the left leg to the left, right leg to the right. Butt back. Butt's back. All right. Strong back. Bars above the tongue of my shoe. So bar pass should be good. I'm going to open the left hand up. I'm going to grab this bar. We're going to inhale. We're going to tighten our core as best we can, and we're going to explode up. Cool. All right. Well, I think we're going to go back down and get some reps. Those last two felt a bit shaky. So I think we're going to knock it down to 225 and just contract and practice. Flood the glutes and hams with some blood. I get like 2 sets till failure. Go down to 135. What I don't like doing is getting bad reps. I don't want a bad rep. Not with deadlift. I'll take bad reps all day with my non-compound, just isolation movements. You know, cable, machine work, compound movements. I want to keep, 90% good reps. I want the muscle memory to be tight. I don't want to get a bad habit and have it lead to injury. What's that saying? Consistency. What does it say? Availability. No, I'm jacking this up. But what I'm trying to say is nobody cares how much you're deadlifting in the gym. You might care. But even with that in mind, you're going to lift more if you're more consistent and available to lift. So you can tell. I used to write a lot of stuff down when it came to weights too. But I feel like you can keep a number in your head or write it down. Nothing wrong with that. But I would get upset if I didn't get a certain weight, or if I did say 315 for a 5x5. I'd go into the gym. The next time I do deadlifts, it's like, okay, I have to get 320 for one of those sets to progressively increase the weight over time. And then like I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd get 4. I'd be so upset. So I'd have to write down like got 4, had to do 1 on another set. And then you can get into the specifics of like, all right, next workout, now I'm trying to do 315, 4 sets. Got 1 set of 320, and I get the 5 because that 5th rep, I broke technique just to get it, and now I'm sore, and my back hurts. It feels like I slipped a disc just because I had to get a number I wrote down, failed last week, and had to come back and get it. I mean, really think about how detailed that is. Like that 1 rep was out of ego. Like you just had to beat yourself. Like nobody else was caring. Nobody else probably knows about that page in your book. I don't think the risk outweighs the reward of just being safe. All right. I would love to be able to get 10 right now of this after going heavy. That would be sweet. All right. Feet shoulder width apart. Heels slightly in. Toes slightly out. The bar is above the tongue of my shoe. Left leg unscrewed. Right leg unscrewed. Everything's following the track. Let's go. Butt out a little bit. We got right arm open. Back's tight. Oh, that feels like. Whew. Man, this is really helping me push with this camera in my face. I'll say that much. Got 10 or 11 right before I started to feel maybe a break in form. I think one thing I noticed that you probably couldn't see was that my flip grip was, hold on, sorry about that. Yeah, the flip grip. Well, make sure your knuckles are down too. So what I was saying is 2 overhand grips like this, knuckles down, arms tight, back tight. When you flip your grip, squeeze your hand, you want your knuckles down again. And I think what happened was I was a little bit too under that exposed knuckles because I felt my bicep wanting to, I was fighting that curl. You don't want to do that. What is my wife want, yo? All right. We're going to do another set. All right arm was open, so left arm open this time. All right. Feet hip width apart. Just inside my shoulders. Heels a little bit in, toes a little bit out. Knees, a right knee to the right, left knee to the left, ready to follow the track of my foot. But back a little bit. Back ready, chest up. I'm gonna reach down, I'm gonna get knuckles down, parallel to the deck. I'm gonna make sure my head and neck are in a neutral position. Let's get another 10 reps. Yeah, it was the hand. I could tell that felt way better. Whew. Not bad, not bad. I think we'll go for one more set in a second. See what the wife's texting. All right. Whew. I think I want to go one more set of 225. I got 2 I mean, might as well. It's not enough. It's not gonna hurt. Maybe we got 2 more sets left. It felt really good and it felt targeted on the right spots. The hamstrings and glutes were activated properly. I don't see why not. Yeah, why not? All right. Maybe I'll change the angle up a little bit for anybody who's there we go. All right, feet shoulder width, hip width apart. Kick my heels in a little bit. I want my feet like this. Basically what I'm talking about. And I want my right knee and left knee to follow. They should naturally follow the toes. But just for peace of mind, right knee, I just do that. I just open them up and then plant my heels so that they're automatically in line. All right, kick the butt back a little bit. All right, back straight, head and neck in neutral position. You don't really want to look down. That's not neutral. You kind of want to find a corner or like 4 or 5 feet out in front of you and just look at that and keep the top of your head to your tailbone straight. All right, you can duck down too and really get down here so you're not bending over. You don't want to fold over. You're kicking your hips backwards to get down here. I can tell they're toast. I was starting to lose it. All right, we're gonna do one more at 135. If we can get, we will. So we're gonna do 2 sets. That second set will determine if we're done or not. But we're basically large scale drop setting at this point. We got 135 on. There's a sense of freedom to working out in here. You don't got a bunch of people in the gym. But I don't know if you're watching. You can leave a comment on the video after a post if you want to see a different exercise explained. You can let me know. And this is mainly a trading card channel, so kind of branching out into different things, offering up, some confidence building, health expanding options that you can nerd out onto. I consider this nerding out, showing you something I love. I feel like that's a good definition of nerding. Nerding out, just showing somebody something you love. All right. All right, we're gonna just gonna go two overhand because this isn't a grip issue. No grip issues here for 135. All right, so feet hip width apart. Fully caught our breath. Flip the hat around for good luck. My son got me this hat and I absolutely love it. All right. Oh, I forgot. All right, heels in a little bit, toes out a little bit. Bar over the tongue of your shoe. Right where the foot and heel meet, right here. Unscrew the legs. Keep that butt back a little bit. Arms out and straight and tight. Back, straight, chest forward. All right, hips back. Here we go. Wow. The legs are just dead. We got one more set like that and we out. That's perfect. Just about an hour. Well, I say one more, but if we can get 10 after about a 2-minute break, we'll go again. I don't know. We might be at 50, 60 reps for just this one lift. Wouldn't normally do that. A complete leg workout. I probably would have moved on already right after that first drop set at 225 and hit some leg curls, laying leg curls for sure, and then right to seated with different techniques, and then some leg extensions, and then maybe hit an assisted sissy squat, one of my favorites. You can see that on our live leg days. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. We got another minute or so. I hope it's not our last set because I'm having fun. I gotta clean this garage though. It's really my first time in here since winter broke. So yeah, I got a lot of work to do. A lot of tires to fill. The tools are pretty straight. I put them away really nice before the fall closed out. Yes, Void, exactly. All right, let's get this. All right, so feet hip width, shoulder width apart, pretty much. Heels in a touch, toes out a tad. A touch and a tad are different increments, so you gotta know your definitions. All right, it's important to get comfortable. Right leg unscrewed, left leg unscrewed. Butt back a little bit. Get that nice hip hinge. Get down here. You know what I'm saying? You don't be melting over to grab this bar. Bend the knees a little bit. Kick the butt back. Get your hands down here. All right. Back straight. Chest up. Head, neck, neutral, spine position. Grab this bar. Oh my God, it's only 135, guys. Only 135. All right. I think that's about it. We'll do a little stretch. All right. So when I'm done working out and I got a bunch of blood in the glutes and hamstrings or any muscle, I'm not going to sit down and just lengthen and loosen these muscles. I want them to have the blood. I want them to be tight. So we're going to do a quick twitch stretch. It's probably not even a right term, but I'm just going to kind of bounce like this. And I'm just lubing up the hips. I don't want any hip tightness. I want to loosen that up specifically. You can lean back into this. I'm just bending one knee at a time and leaning towards that knee. And then I think these are called starfishes, right? And you can feel that. It's almost like doing weightless reps. That's really what I'm doing. I'm not holding a stretch. I'm just doing weightless reps. And I might march a bit. That's a lengthening, right? Because I'm pulling the glute and hamstring across my body. But they're quick. I'm not holding this position. What I found is that when I do this, you don't have an accidental back injury, because what's going to happen is your back can get tight due to any percentage of improper technique or heavy weight or nervous system issues. So you want to stay frosty. And the accidental back issue is like, oh, I need to pick this thing up that's 3 inches under my hand. Oh, you dropped out right here, from here to here. This side of your back explodes. We don't want that. We're not doing that today. So just stay loose, and you can tell when you're done, because things are going to start to cool off. And I wouldn't stretch past that point. I think there's a good medium. Now you can go do some yoga, stretch all day, but post or pre-workout, my body works best with the science of preparing, not over-preparing, and cooling down, but not freezing your muscles, if that makes sense. You can go too far, in my case. But I don't have any major injuries that weren't already fixed with surgery. You know, if you're dealing with something, you know, talk to your doctor. Don't listen to me. But yeah, that's it. I haven't eaten a lot today, so I'm gonna go make a protein shake. Try to show off this protein as much as possible so they can send me the money they owe them for all the free advertising. I'm gonna shut this garage though. Oh yeah, it's getting sunny. I cannot wait for the summer to just enjoy this wonderful wasteland. Kind of looks like a wonderful wasteland kind of day. Overcast. Kind of got the Fallout vibes going. Now let's go make some shamrock shake protein. right. All right, let's see what we got here. Step 1, acquire shaker. Shaker acquired. I like these balls. Kind of like a flattened sphere. I feel like it scrapes the sides better because the circle, only one point's ever really touching the side. When this shakes up and down the side, I feel like it cleans it off better. Leo. Hey, bud. Come here. Oh, hey, buddy. Hey, 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 hey. Want to see me make a shake? Look, look. Want to see me make a shake? Want to make a shake? Yeah, I'm done outside. I'm just finishing up the live with a little shamrock shake. I thought this play was tomorrow. Is that the same play, or we got 2 plays, or what's? Oh, there's multiple showings. Yeah. The play's at 7?
This tonight is.
Yeah, so you're going to the play or no?
No, I'm just going with because my sister has to drop her off for rehearsal, but she has nothing to do in between.
What time's rehearsal?
Now.
Oh, okay, that's better.
And then my sister's going to the play and I'm not, so I'll be home in a little bit.
Okay.
She just was like, you want to go like sit at a restaurant with me for like an hour?
Yeah.
While I like wait to go to the play, because I not anything to do.
Okay. Well, then in that case, like tomorrow at noon, I have to be at this card shop. No, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I got that play at 2 now. I don't know what I'm gonna do. You want this? You want some? All right, baby's trying the shake. There you go. Try it. You like it? You like it? I'll give you some. I'll give you some. I'll give you some, buddy. Don't worry. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Eat your protein.